What's up, guys and girls, it's your boy Upshift and welcome back to another video. Now, just to clarify, yes, this is an off-schedule video. So if I do refer to last week's video in this Friday's video, I am referring to the video that came out last Friday, being the showdown video I made with Fizz. So just to clarify, because this I am making today, the videos that are coming out this Friday and next Friday, the Friday after that, are already made and were made the day after I made the video with Fizz. So those were made prior to this video being made. I'm just making this to complain because Oh So Dear Game Freak and the Pokemon Company really messed up a hell of a lot. So if you didn't know, at Nintendo Treehouse today, after the Direct, there was some gameplay and talk about Pokemon Sword and Shield, which I'm so excited for. I'm still super excited for them. I already have both of them pre-ordered. But they gave us some information that not a lot of people like. So they gave us some information that people didn't really care about. Well, not that they didn't care about, but like they weren't upset about. Like, Z-moves aren't returning, which I'm totally cool with them. The only thing that I would have been cool with if Z-moves stayed, the only reason I would have been cool with that is because they would look really good in 1080p, but that's not that big of a deal. I am totally cool with Z-moves not being there. But Game Freak decided to take Mega Evolution out of the game for these games. Like, what? Like, Mega Evolution was something that nobody asked for in the first place, that everybody loved. The only people that don't like it are competitive users because they don't use Mega Evolutions, but they're still an awesome idea. They're cool to just have design-wise. And if I were to make this picture on my OBS a little bit smaller, you would see my screensaver on my computer is Shiny Mega Charizard Y, and well, it used to be Shiny Mega Gyarados, but still Megas, and my lock screen is Mega Charizard X. It used to be a Shiny Mega Gyarados, but still, that's still Megas. I love Mega Evolutions. I like using them when I'm playing casually with my friends. There was no reason for them to take them out, but they just did, because Dynamaxing. They announced Dynamax, which I at first was not a big fan of. When they said that it only lasted 3 turns, it made me feel a little better. I still am not a big fan of the whole idea. I like the raid battles, though, but still. And then, the news that pisses me off the most in this Nintendo Treehouse was, you're not going to be able to use every single Pokemon in Sword and Shield. They're not going to have all 800 plus that there are right now. Right now, there's like 810, something like that, including Meltan, Melmetal, Scorbunny, Grookey, Sobble, Corviknight, Dreadnought, Gossifleur, and Eldegoss, and Zacian, and Zamazenta. There's more than 810. There's a bunch. There's somewhere around 810, 820 Pokemon total right now that have been announced and are official. But they decided to make it so when you're transferring your Pokemon, you can only transfer Pokemon that are in the Galar Dex, which now we know is not going to be a national Dex. There's only going to be a certain amount of Pokemon, like the Alola Dex. But unlike in Alola, you cannot have certain Pokemon. Like, for example, if I wanted to, this is an example, I don't know anything about this, like, what if my favorite Pokemon is, for example, like, I don't know, like, Golisopod. And Golisopod happens to not be in the Galar Dex. I won't be able to use it in Sword and Shield. I won't be able to transfer it over from my Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, or Ultra Moon game to the Pokemon Home thing that they introduced back to my Sword and Shield. So there goes my favorite Pokemon. I won't be able to use it. Like that, there are people out there where their favorite Pokemon is not gonna be able to be used in Sword and Shield. And I already know they're going to be cutting out more than 100, if they're cutting out any, because they're not going to make a regional dex that's, they're not going to make a regional dex that's super close to the national dex. That just wouldn't make sense. So this bothers me so much, and you know why they did this? They did this for the reasons that they have given were, one, they wanted to focus on the Pokemon that they are using more, which does not make any sense. 2, this is the only kind of reasonable one, so they could release the game at an early and reasonable time, so people are satisfied with the release date. That makes kind of sense, but I can guarantee, watch the Treehouse video. Go to Nintendo, watch the Treehouse video of Sword and Shield. Look at the comments. Look how many people are so upset about this news and that would rather have the game come out a year later than have all these Pokemon taken out. I'm one of those people. I would totally rather have the game come out November 15th, 2020 and have all 800 whatever there's going to be after everything's announced. I would totally rather that. That would be so much better. But no. Just so they can release it at a reasonable time and fit their November something trend of releasing their past couple of games, that's how they're going to be doing it, which does not make any sense at all. Like, I don't get why they would do something like that. It's so stupid. Like, because I like a lot of Pokemon, as I have probably said on this channel before. I have lots of favorites, and I can guarantee myself that I won't be able to use some of those in Sword and Shield due to this new rule that there is. So it really bothers me that that I won't be able to use some of my favorite Pokemon, because I have a lot. I told you I have like 2.5 boxes full of Pokemon that I consider my favorites because I use them a lot and I like their design, I like how they look, I like how they play, etc. Stuff like that. So, yeah, I just, it really irks me. It just ticks me off. I'm one of those people, and I commented on that video. I said I'm younger than the Pokemon franchise, which means I literally, almost literally, have been growing up and playing this game since I was born. It was what I grew up with. It was the game I started playing. I still play it now, and it really, really bothers me. So, the exact comment I don't remember. I said that, and then I said this edition makes it so I can't have the full experience. It was something like that. I don't remember exactly what I said because I said it a couple of hours ago and I just forgot. So, and then I said, this edition, I can't even speak English right now. This rule that they've made is a true letdown, and based on the comment section for this video, it's a letdown for many other fans in this community as well. And then I ended it off with I still want to catch them all. Because, guess what? Gotta catch them all? You can in this game. It's stupid. Like, I don't even care if they're not in the Galar Dex. I would be so fine if they just had a Galar Dex and no National Dex. I would like for there to be a National Dex. But we're not even going to be able to have all the Pokemon anyway, so it's just so stupid. Like, first they say Mega Evolution's not coming back. And then they say that freaking a portion of the Pokédex is not going to be back. They better see the backlash on this and fix it as soon as they possibly can. Make the release date 6 months, a year. I don't even know. 6 months to a year. I don't even care how much later it is. Just make the release later if they have to. If they have to develop more and more, I don't care. Do it. You managed for Smash Bros. You can do it for Pokemon. It's a big franchise, and their big main slogan can't even come true in this game. So they better fix it. They better realize the backlash and see what they've done and fix it. Because, quite frankly, I'd rather them make a new game that's based off another region and have all 800 whatever we already have and not have any new ones. I'd rather have that than have, like, I don't even know, like 100 new ones and then just cut out 200, 300, 400. We don't even know how many from the actual game that just can't be used. It genuinely makes no sense at all, and I am truly ticked off, and it's super upsetting to me. And I am really hoping that these games are still going to be good. And by hoping, I mean, I know they're still going to be good. Even if they don't fix it, they're going to be great games, and I'm still going to play through both of them, and I'm going to love it. But there's always going to be that feeling where I can have them all, but not in this game. I have to go back to the DS, I have to go downgrade from my 1080p game to my 240p game if I want to have all the Pokemon that I want to have. Now, if anybody thinks that this idea is good for you, but that is a very unpopular opinion, just saying. There was one person in that comment section for that Treehouse video that I actually thought had a pretty good idea. They said, that we shouldn't be able to transfer our Pokemon over at the beginning of the game. But once the game is beaten, you can transfer whatever you want from whatever game to Sword and Shield. Which makes sense, which is fair. If they do that, I will be totally fine with it, because they're probably going to play through the game with a plain team anyway, just like use what I start off with and catch it legitimately throughout the game. So I hope they find a way around that. I hope we end up being able to get all 800-something Pokemon in Sword and Shield, because they're going to be really good games, and it's not going to feel the same without that. Because I remember I was talking to one of my friends, I think it was less than a week ago, and we were talking about the few things that we want to ask of from the game. And my few things were: have a National Dex, keep Mega Evolutions, and have Pokemon follow you. So far, none of those things are true right now. I believe I did say one more thing, but I don't remember what that was. Oh, no. One of them was having the transfer thing, like Pokemon Bank and Pokemon Transfer, which they already said they're going to have with Pokemon Home. So that did come true. One of the 4 things I asked for. Now, the Pokemon following you thing, whole idea, is not that big of a deal, because the wild area makes up for that immensely, because that's just awesome. But, oh my god. Game Freak's got to step their game up. They have not failed to amaze for the past many games, with amazing Pokemon in Gen 5, Mega Evolutions in Gen 6. The Z moves were pretty cool, but they got old after a little while in Gen 7. And they ended up just bringing the Alola forms, for example. That is what Gen 7 brought. They always bring something new and fresh. Dynamax, on the other hand, it's new and fresh. It's okay. I'm not an enormous fan, but they're also taking away some of the enormous cool things that have been added from past generations, from the 2 past generations. And, oh my god. Please, okay, this is going to sound a little bit harsh, but I want anybody who's watching this video to comment on that Treehouse video saying that they're upset with it and why they're upset with it. And this is the part that's going to sound a little harsh. I want you to go to that video and I want you to dislike it. I want there to be more dislikes than likes, just to emphasize the fact that people hate this idea. It's just so bad. I dislike the video and I love Pokemon as a franchise. Like, I've spent a lot of money on multiple different games, and it's really sad to me that this is happening. I am furious. So furious. And I'm gonna see, yeah, that's my desktop with all the OBS stuff. Look at that. Lock screen. Shiny Mega Charizard Y. That's not gonna be able to happen anymore. Why? Because Game Freak doesn't want it to happen anymore. No reason. So, let me just run you by this one more time. So, they're making a new Pokemon game, and it looks really sick. The graphics are great. They're adding a feature where you can make your Pokemon enormous and make them super powerful. Why? Because they're also taking out some of the coolest features that they've added in previous games. Why? Because they're also taking out probably what's going to be almost half of the Pokédex. Why? Because we want to release the game early. What? It doesn't make sense. And I love Junichi Masuda and Omori. I love all the people that work for Game Freak, but this is a big deal, and it's bad. So I just want you guys to do what I said, and I will see you all on Friday. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.